Hey guys, welcome to Build a Booming Business, a three-part training to building a profitable business. This is part one. The other two parts will be sent to you over the next few days. So, part two will be sent out tomorrow, and part three will be sent out the day after that. So, in this part, business fundamentals, we're going to be addressing the top three mistakes that new entrepreneurs make and how to avoid them. In part two, we're going to be talking about building a brand that sticks. So, what that means is, I'm going to teach you some things that you need to do to build a brand that people want to actually spend money on. So, I'm not talking about um, the the logos. I'm not talking about the colors. I'm not talking about the surface level things, but I'm going to teach you some branding fundamentals that you need so that people not only spend money on your brand, but also tune into your brand and really follow you and keep up with what you're doing. And on the third training, we're going to really get into some business stuff. We're going to be talking about marketing fundamentals. So, we're going to talk about sales. We're going to talk about marketing. We're going to talk about digital marketing. We're going to talk about sales funnels. So, we're really going to cover the top three marketing mistakes that a lot of new entrepreneurs make. And I'm going to show you how to avoid them and some things that you need to start doing in your business ASAP so that you can make more money and build this profitable business. So I just want to welcome you guys to this training. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any questions throughout this training, write them down. You definitely are going to need to take notes over the next three trainings. So write your questions down and then email them to me at Tatum, Tatum, at thequeenacademy.com so that I can make sure I answer any questions that you may have. Let's get started. So, a little bit about myself. My name is Tatum Harrison. I go by Tatum Tamia, so that's where I got a little tongue tied there. That's my first and middle name. So, I am a marketing professional, more specifically, a professional certified marketer. That's the designation that I received from the American Marketing Association. In addition to being certified in marketing, digital marketing specifically, I've been working in the marketing and business development fields for quite some time now. And so my perspective on different marketing and business practices do not only come from my experience as an entrepreneur or my clients' experience in their business, but it really comes from my corporate experience as well, because we really have to treat our businesses like Fortune 500 companies. So that's the perspective that I offer my clients, and that's the perspective that I will be offering you over the next couple trainings. Secondly, I'm a business coach. I work with women and men one on one on building profitable businesses. A lot of times when people come to me, they have an idea or they have a business, but they don't know what to do. They want to start a business, they don't know where to start, or they have a business and are not sure what to do next to make that business successful. So that's where I come in, and we focus on strategy and marketing to really work with the clients one on one to get them to reach their goals. And you'll learn a little bit about my clients and the things that we've been able to accomplish over the course of these next couple trainings. Also, I'm a podcaster. I created and co host the Black Girl Boss podcast. That podcast has just grown tremendously, and I'm going to really give some great examples about that when we get to the branding training and part two of the training about branding. We're going to talk a little bit more about the podcast. And lastly, my favorite and most valued title is I'm a mentor. I work with teen girls specifically through my youth program, the Queen Academy. Right now we are an after school program in my community, and I also give back money from my coaching and consulting business to my youth program, as well as various other initiatives for teen girls. So if you guys want to learn more about me, definitely check out my website. My professional bio is there, but these just highlight a little bit of things about myself. My website is www.tatumtamia.com. All right, let's get to business, you guys. So the first mistake that a lot of new entrepreneurs make is the lack of seriousness. So you may be like, well, Tatum, I am serious about my business. I'm here. But I really want you to understand that there takes not only just seriousness, but consistent seriousness when it comes to businesses. Specifically because of this statistic that I have down here, 80% of businesses fail within the first year. So that means only 20% of us are going to actually make it past our first year of business. Now, I know you guys know businesses who have, or entrepreneurs who have started businesses, and then they were posting about it all the time. They were telling you about it. They were getting everybody to buy their things. They were everywhere. And then they just fell off the face of the earth. Or new businesses that have brick and mortars that have popped up in your community, and they just fell off the face of the earth. The fact of the matter is 80% of businesses fail within the first year. And because this statistic or this fact really gets underestimated because their entrepreneurship is so trendy right now, right? Everybody wants to be a boss. Everybody thinks they're an entrepreneur. Everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. But in order for you to build a profitable business, like this is why you're here. I'm going to teach you how to build a business that makes you money so that it can be a serious full-time thing, not just a business that you're going to do for fun. I don't coach people on how to build hobbies. I coach people on how to build businesses. And so that's what we're going to be talking about. So, but I also want you to understand that there's a different level of seriousness than tuning in to a free training. I've had plenty of people who have signed up for everything free of mine, but when it came down to actually investing in a coach or actually investing in the things that's going to help them accomplish their goals, investing money in those things, they just they're more hesitant, or they don't do it. And then what happens is their business year after year is in the exact same place because they're not spending money. So I really want you to understand that in order for you to take your business seriously, it's going to take more than tuning into free things. It's going to take investing in yourself. And so we're going to get to the investing part. But for right now, mistake number one is lack of seriousness. Now, here are three ways that you can not make this mistake. First of all, you have to understand that sacrifice is a part of entrepreneurship. No one has ever become successful. No one has ever um, become a millionaire. No one has ever built a profitable business without making some sort of sacrifice. So I want you to really think about if you're willing to make the sacrifices that it takes to be an entrepreneur. That sacrifice may look like not going out as much. It may look like not hanging out with your friends. It may look like spending less time on social media so you can get the back end of your business together. It may look like cutting back on your budget for fun stuff so that you can invest it back into your business. There will always be some sort of sacrifice. And the key to this definition right here is it says that sacrifice is an act of giving up something valued. Now, that's a key word because it's easy to give up something you don't really care about like that. But to give up something that you value in order to, for the sake of something else that's more important than that, that takes a different level of commitment. Now, I value having spending money. I like to be able to do whatever it is that I want to do. But when I first started my business, I had to cut back on that. I had to take my spending budget and even cut back on my other budgets for like food and things like that in order for me to invest in my business coach. I sacrificed something that I valued in order for something I saw that, in order to invest it in something that I saw that was more important, which is my business. Next, this is something else that you can do to not fall into the mistake of lack of seriousness. You have to get into the mindset of a business owner and not just somebody who has a hobby. Now, the IRS separates business versus hobby by a certain dollar value. So you can go to irs.gov to see tax wise what the difference between a business and a hobby is. However, I'm talking about this in the sense of a mindset. Just because you may not have formed your business legally yet does not mean that you can't get into the mindset of a business owner. Because once you get into the mindset of a business owner, that will allow you to be a little bit more strategic on what it is that you do. So once you're in the mindset of somebody who's a brand builder, a business owner, somebody who is building this profitable business, you won't do things that you used to do. You won't turn up on the weekends with your friends on social media anymore because now you're a business owner. So you can't put that type of image out there unless it has something to do with your business. Or you can't just be doing things or just telling everybody about your business, because people do steal ideas. So you have to make sure that you're thinking about everything that you do, every move that you make, in the sense of a business owner and not just a hobby. It's one type of mindset to just bake cakes on the side. So it takes type of mindset to have somebody reach out to you and say, hey, I need some cupcakes for a baby shower, and you bake the cupcakes, you deliver them, you get your money, etc. It's different for you to have the mindset of, okay, they hit me up for some cupcakes. Now, how did they find out about me? How can I leverage that marketing tool that got them to reach out to me so that I can get more people to reach out to me? How many people need to reach out to me, or how many orders do I need? Well, okay, let's continue with that. How many orders do I need to fulfill in order for me to meet my monthly revenue goal? How many people need to reach out to me for me to be able to convert that into orders in order for me to make that my revenue goals? So this is how you speak like, or think like, a business owner, and not somebody who just has a hobby of baking cupcakes. Next, don't fall into the trap of being inconsistent. Because of social media, because of instant gratification, because of we feel one way one day and another way the next, a lot of people are not consistent when it comes to their business. A lot of people have a business, they fall off the face of the earth, then they decide, dang, I wish I would have stayed with my business or my brand, and then they come back like, oh, I'm relaunching the XYZ brand. That's not how that works. You have to be consistent with what you do. And that goes back to the business mindset. When you're an entrepreneur, you're not going to do what you like every single day. So you have to have the discipline to be able to get things done in your business without feeling like it. And what the reason why people aren't consistent is because they give in to their emotions, as opposed to getting disciplined about what needs to be done to continue building this business or to grow this business. So all of these things, you guys, people fall into these traps because of a lack of seriousness. So this is how you change that. This is how you become serious about your business. You make those sacrifices. You think like a business owner and not somebody that just has a little hobby that makes them a couple dollars here and there. You're consistent with what you do, so that your business can grow. Next, so let's talk about my journey for a second. When I started my business in 2015, I knew that I did not want to be a side hustler. I knew that I wanted to be a full time entrepreneur. So I was like, I'm not going to fall into this trap of not being serious. I'm not going to fall into these other traps that we're going to get into throughout the course of this training. That was my mindset. So I was willing to do whatever it took to be self employed. So now, within 2 years, I was able to become self employed. So now I'm able to be my own boss and live my life every single day, making a difference, helping people grow their businesses, working with the teen girls that I love so much. I'm able to do these things because I took my business extremely seriously from day one. You don't have to wait until day 30. You don't have to wait until the end of year one to take your business seriously, because remember that statistic, 80% of businesses fail within the first year. So even if you're still in that idea phase, you have to take what you're attempting to do, or what you're about, this journey that you're about to embark on, extremely seriously. So let's talk about mistake number two. The second mistake that new entrepreneurs make is a lack of strategy. Now, when you are strategic in your thinking and in your actions, you're able to save time and money on things that don't matter. You're able to spend more time doing what works, less time doing what doesn't. You're able to, instead of taking a roundabout way to a goal, you're able to get right there by being strategic. And that is what I was able to do when I started my business as well. I'm naturally good. I'm naturally a strategic person. And my focus for my business coaching program is strategy and marketing. So I make sure that my clients from day one, now, in addition to all the other benefits that they get and all the other inclusions in my coaching program, The first thing that we do is we have a strategic planning session. So that means we sit down for an hour and we map out, if they're in my program for 6 months, then we map out a 6 month plan to get them to their goal. If they're in my program for 9 months, then we say, okay, where do you want to see your business in 9 months? What does success look like for you in 9 months? And then before we even get started, the thing about strategy is thinking first, acting second. So before we even get started, it's like, okay, what do we need to do to get you from where you are to what success looks like for you in 9 months? And then I craft a plan for them, like, okay, this is what we're going to do to get you there. And then we get to it. That allows us to save a lot of time, and not waste time on things that don't matter. We're working towards a specific goal. So here are 3 ways that you can keep from not making the mistake number 2, which is not having strategy. So first things first, you have to set goals. I don't know how anybody operates without setting goals. I have to set goals in my business. I have revenue goals, I have personal goals, I have business goals, I have personal financial goals. I have goals for everything. So you have to have goals as well. Now, the key here is to have SMART goals. Now, this is how you are able to create strategic plans of action. This is how you're able to be strategic about building a profitable business, is when you set SMART goals. So a SMART goal is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. So that means if you say, I want to build a profitable business, that's specific. So it's like, okay, it needs to be measurable. That's measurable as well. The profit is if you determine if you reach that goal or not. So attainable. Is it attainable to have a profitable business? Absolutely. So we got that covered. Relevant. Is it relevant? Absolutely, because you want to be a successful entrepreneur. So in order to be a successful entrepreneur, you have to have a profitable business. Next, it's time bound. So if you say, I want to build a profitable business, ask yourself when. So let's say if you say within the next 12 months, I want to have a profitable business. That is a SMART goal. Now you are able to better manage what you do because you have a clear idea of what it is that you're working towards. So now when it comes to you, let's say packaging your products and services, you have to think, okay, I want to be profitable. So in order for me to even think about the price, I need to think about how much it costs me to run this business. So, okay, so let's say it costs me $200 a month to run this business. So it's like, okay, cool. I want to be profitable in 12 months. So how much do I need to charge people in order to make $1,201 a month? Now, a dollar is not a huge profit, but it's a profit. So for the sake of this example, it's like, okay, how much do I need to price my products or services to make at least $201 a month? Okay, so now I got my prices together. How many do I need to sell in order to make $201 a month? Now, this is how you have to think, guys. This is how you become strategic. And remember, these are things that you do before you even get started. So by the time you actually launch your business, you're already on the road to profitability because you know exactly what you're working towards. You're not making the same mistakes, same preventable mistakes that so many people make. You're not just out there shooting in the dark and hoping something sticks. You're setting a SMART goal and you're creating a plan to reach that goal. And then 12 months later, now you know, oh, cool, I made, let's say, $2,000 a month. So I was very profitable. So think about that, you guys. This is how you get to the point of having a profitable and a successful business. You have to be strategic. So number 2, in order for you to be more strategic, you have to look at your time as money. Period. Because time is money. So when you're saying, I need to meet new people, so I'm about to go to all the networking events. All right. So how much does it cost for you to get to the networking event? How much does it cost for you to drive there, park there, attend? How much does it cost to get whatever you need for it? So let's say you are doing business cards. How much does it cost to print out those business cards for that event? How long is the event? How much is your time worth to be there for 2 hours? So after you think about all of this first, then you can go back to say, okay, is this really an event that I need to go to? because it's just a networking event for millennials, but it doesn't really look like my target audience or my target or ideal client is actually in that room. And so that's how you have to think. You have to look at your time as money and be strategic about it. Now, I understand that a lot of people don't naturally think like this. A lot of people, you entrepreneurship seems very overwhelming. Like you know what goal you have, you know what you want to do, but all of these nuances, all of this strategy that I'm talking about is not necessarily clicking for you, and that's okay. That's why you have people like me who are business coaches who's going to do that for you. That's why you invest in programs like my coaching program, because those things are going to help you. But for the sake of this training, you really have to think of your time as money. That's how you're going to be more strategic and make better decisions as to where you should spend your time and where you shouldn't. Next is you have to separate business from personal. So let's still stay on the point of we want a profitable business in 12 months. Now, with profit comes taxes. So we don't want any problems with the IRS, guys, none at all. So with profit comes taxes. And in order for you to pay taxes, you need to file them. In order for you to file your business taxes, you need to have your expenses and things together. So that means separating business from personal. So you have to make sure your business expenses are separated from your personal expenses. And also, you have to have those separated so you even know if you're profitable or not. If all of your personal stuff is tied up within your business stuff, how do you know if you made that $201 that month or not? So this is all about being strategic, you guys. This is how you have to think. These are things that a lot of entrepreneurs don't think about. So they end up spending all of this time, all of this money, all of these resources on things that don't help them achieve their goals. Or they fall into that 80% who just don't make it past the first year. So I know we are in a world of motivators. We are in a world of keeping you inspired. But I am a very practical person. And the fact of the matter is all businesses won't be successful. So you guys, I'm glad that you're here on this training, because the things that I'm teaching you, the things that we are going to learn in these next couple parts are really going to be important. And I hope you take the next step to actually invest in growing your business, because that is what's going to set you apart. So this is a success story of someone that I worked with who wasn't necessarily a strategic person. She was good at what she's good at. The business side wasn't necessarily something that was a strength for her. So when we worked together, we really, really focused on strategies. So she said, Tatum, this is where I want to be within my business. I'm like, okay, when? This is where I want to be within the next 6 months of my business. Okay, great. This is what you need to do in order to get there. And we really worked on the practical steps, turned the ideas that she had into strategies and things that she can implement so that she can turn those ideas into fruition. So and on top of that, I held her accountable to get them done. So like I told you guys before, when you're an entrepreneur, you don't always do things that you want to do every single day. So having an accountability partner, somebody that's going to check you and say, "Hey, you said that you were going to do this. Where is it?" Or you said your book was going to be done. Where are you with that? Or you said that you were going to launch your business this year. It's fourth quarter. Like, is everything cool? Do you need help? So those are the people that you need. Accountability partners or people that's going to hold you accountable are people that you need in your life. And to be honest with you, your friends aren't going to be the ones to do it, because 9 times out of 10, your friends are holding themselves accountable to the goals that they set. So with working with her, she invested in the level of accountability that she had, or that she received from me. So I want to show you guys a quick video of one of my clients, since we're speaking about strategy. We had one session together. So when she came to me with an idea for a business, she said, in 6 months, I need this business launched. And I said, okay, perfect, let's do it. And like I told you guys before, I do a kickoff session, which is a strategic planning session, before I even start the program with my clients, just so we are able to be clear on exactly how we're going to accomplish these business goals, and we are clear exactly on how I'm going to hold them accountable to get them done. So she's someone who wasn't necessarily good at the strategy either, or wasn't necessarily good at the business part either. So I'm gonna play this video so you can kind of see how she felt after that strategic planning session. If you could see what I can see on this board, like this plan is like already amazing. It was just a 1 hour session. So to implement this and see where it's gonna be in 6 months, like I'm just so ready to like fly. I feel amazing. I feel like I made the right choice in leaping today with Tatum. I'm so excited about where this journey is already headed. Just one kickoff session, and I feel like I'm about to own the world. Faith, really, because I prayed to make the right decision, to choose someone that really was going to pour into my gift, into my future business and my ideas, and help me strategize in a way that was going to gain a profit. And so after watching Tatum's, well, yeah, on Instagram, listening to her podcast, the Black Girl Podcast, going on to her website, the Queen Academy, I felt like through all of that information, she's always been consistent. And I feel like if I wanted to leave with anybody that I feel like I could trust and I didn't even know her, I feel like my spirit led me to Tatum. Awesome. So let's keep moving. So mistake number 3 is a lack of investing in yourself. I never really understood how it's second nature for a lot of us to go thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt to get a degree to in a very generalized field, or to be looking for people to take a chance on you and hire you for a job. We are able to go into debt for a college degree in hopes of working for somebody else, in hopes that we actually like what we're doing, but we're so slow to actually invest in our business. I never really understood that. So this is a mistake. Excuse me, drink some water, guys. This is a mistake that a lot of entrepreneurs make. You, instead of, you're quick to get the degree, right? And I'm not shooting down a degree. I have a degree. I'm a proponent of education because college is much more than just a diploma, in my opinion. But when it comes to our business, we're not as quick to make that decision. We don't want to invest in the specialized certifications for what we do, or we're not willing to pay premium pricing for a business coach. We're not willing to invest in ourselves enough to work with someone for an extended period of time. I don't really understand that. You know, when I invested in my business coach, I was ready. Like, I knew that I wanted to be self-employed and I wanted a successful business, and I was willing to do whatever it took. So that meant investing making a time commitment, as well as making a monthly financial commitment to get that done. So this is a mistake a lot of people make. They're cheap with their business, with a lack of a better word. You're willing to pay $10 for an ebook, $20 for a let's say an online course, or $10 for a book, but aren't really willing to pay the premium price it requires to work with someone one-on-one who is where you are, who's been through what you've been through, and has not only the experience but the certified or the formal education of what you're trying to do. So I think that this is a mistake that really holds a lot of entrepreneurs back. The difference at this point to building a profitable business and staying where you are really is investing in yourself. And a lot of people get caught up in this world of information marketing. Now, the information marketing industry is like huge. So there are a lot of people who are selling you bundles of how to, let's say, master Facebook ads, or ebooks on how to convert your likes into sales. These things are cool, but who's going to help work with you on the offline aspect of your business as far as having that foundation set up? Who are you working with to make sure that your sales funnels are together? Do you even know what a sales funnel is? Do you have a marketing strategy that supports your sales funnel, and isn't just you online doing a bunch of stuff because you feel like that's what you should be doing? So again, you guys, this mistake is huge. A lack of investing in yourself is really going to cost you your goals. So here are some quotes or testimonials of individuals that I've worked with one on one. I am so in love with the success that my clients, people that I've worked with in the past, are really seeing in their business. And I'm going to skip through this, but please feel free to pause it here, pause the video, and read over these. But these are people who have invested in themselves, and they're seeing the results. So, with that being said, I want to have a free coaching session. So, we've come to the end of part one of this training. I'm going to give you guys another training tomorrow. There's going to be another training after that. But after this session, if you're like, listen, Tatum, I understand what you're saying. I'm tired of playing games. I'm tired of just tuning into the free stuff. I really want you to help me so I can see the results I want to see in my business. I'm tired of starting a business on my goals list. I want to make sure that my business is profitable and it's the real deal. I want to talk to you. So I'm doing 20-minute free coaching sessions with people who sign up at this link right here. So it's bit.ly/let's go coach. So bit-ly/let's go coach. Now listen, I don't want to talk to anyone who isn't ready to invest in their business. I don't want to talk to anyone who isn't serious about building a profitable business. I told you guys, in order for you to really get to where you want to go, you're going to have to invest in yourself. I don't want to talk to people who are not ready, willing to make that next step. I want to talk to people who are serious, who don't just want to pick my brain for 20 minutes, who don't just want to talk to me on the phone and that's it. I want to talk to the people who will want to make the next step. So sign up for that 20-minute free coaching session at that link right there. And if you have any questions about anything, shoot me an email, tatum@thequeenacademy.com. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow for part two.